Market Square in San Antonio is kind of like the house of the city, right? It's kind of like the soul of the city and the house. And I'll explain to you why I see it that way. There is a personal connection to me in Market Square, right? So, way back in 1981, when I was born on like a Friday at like 5 minutes till 6 in the evening, right? So right at dinner time. And everybody was all happy. I was the first grandson that was born, whole 9 yards. And my grandfather, we called him Papa, um, took my dad and everybody to meet the Eddas. And I don't know if it was the day I was born or maybe it was the day I got out of the hospital, but it was somewhere right there in that moment, that they went to meet the Eddas. That's what Meet the Eddas and Market Square is for everybody. I think if you ask most people in San Antonio, they're gonna say that Market Square has some sort of connection to them. This is our home. They feel some sort of connection with the market. When I say that it's like the real house of the city or the real home of the city, I I look at it kind of like this. You have the living room, right, where people gather, they talk. Traditionally, this place was a place for forums, and a lot of the city government and stuff would happen there. A lot of the moving and shakings of the city would happen there. Um, yeah, I think you could argue the chili queens and stuff like that, and that's a whole other bit of history to dive into. But you have the living room and the front porch where people go to talk and relax and just enjoy each other's company, right? You have the dining rooms, Meet the Eras, La Margarita, a lot of other places there that you can eat. You have some shopping where people are doing their work and they're, trading things. And it's a really interesting thing, right? To watch. This is really the house, but it's not like the house that was beautifully decorated by an interior designer from New York or LA trying to make it into some silo of a faux idea, right? This is genuine, it's authentic. Market Square is the breathing heart of the city, it's the home. So, by sheer accident, I was photographing Market Square on New Year's Day 2026, just a few days ago now, as I record this. And it was so funny. My wife and I, we're from here, right? We were doing a little staycation, which is something we do fairly often. But we had taken a ride share from the hotel we were staying at to over to Market Square. Um, and we got out, the rideshare dropped us off right at the front door of Mitieras. And we walked inside, checked in, waited for a table, as you do at Mitieras. And we were just sitting there having a little conversation, watching the people, enjoying the moment. And then we kind of were moved to our table, kind of at the back of the restaurant, right? And then when we got there, we'd been sat down a couple of minutes, and these two old mariachis come up, and you tip them and they'll play you a song. So on New Year's Day, my wife and I were having breakfast at Mitieras, which, if you don't know, breakfast is the thing to have at Mitieras, right? Because it kind of goes back to the old school of the city, right? And it's kind of the foundations of this restaurant, almost like the panaderia and the breakfast shop, right? But my wife and I are sitting there having our coffee, getting ready to have our breakfast there at Mitieras. And these two old mariachis come up, and they're starting to play, the old folk song Guantanamera on New Year's Day for us. I just so happened to have my camera there, as I do, being a photographer, a photojournalist. It was beautiful. It was magical. Snapping a few photos, right? Just a few little pictures and stuff, of the happenings and the comings and goings that were going on there at Mi Tierra's. And then we finished our breakfast after being serenaded by the mariachis on New Year's Day with Guantanamera. We get up and we walk outside and we just start wandering around, And I realized this was about 10:30 in the morning that most of the shops were closed because it was New Year's Day. And we kind of had Market Square to ourselves. There were a few people there, but not a lot of people. And we kind of had the place all to ourselves. I just grabbed my camera, I have it there. I grab my camera, start taking photos, the colors, the shops, the people going about their day, the people just living their lives, documenting this moment, this New Year's Day, in the real center of the house of the city. It's an amazing thing. And you just kind of look around you and you start thinking about the history and you start looking at the shapes. This land dates all the way back to the King of Spain, right? And then even in more modern day, I mentioned it earlier, the Chili Queens, and the personal stories, the personal histories of Market Square. I said this earlier. I think every true native San Antonian has some sort of connection to Market Square. As I'm photographing this empty place, you begin seeing the life. You begin seeing the movement. You begin seeing the colors. You begin seeing this place in a very different light, a very different frame, right? And that's what makes this set, I think, so unique. But as you're wandering around Market Square, right? And I use this analogy of it being kind of like the home, the center of the house of the city, because you have the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, the working area, the front porch, all of this stuff there, right? And even the bedroom, right? Like you have some of these hotels right around there. It's really truly kind of like the house of the city, the center of the house. But it's funny because as you watch people, they treat it with almost a reverence, as if it's somebody's house. They're respecting it. They're respecting the traditions. They're respecting the colors. They're respecting the ambiance of the moment. It's a beautiful thing. As a photographer, I don't go out and spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff. I just kind of live in the moment and take the photos. I am not worried too much about trying to craft a moment or trying to craft an image. That doesn't work for me. But what I am more focused on is trying to tell a story from the way that I see it at that moment in time. And I wanted to really kind of portray the market as the home, the center of the home for the city of San Antonio. It's a real gem. It's a real gem. My name is Matt Pierce. I'm a photographer and a researcher based here in my hometown of San Antonio, Texas. If you like this, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you'd like to buy one of the prints, reach out to me. I'm happy to create a custom print for you with a frame, sign it. Everything is limited edition. It's not mass produced. So yeah, it's truly custom for you. So feel free to reach out to me. You can visit my website, mattpierceblog.com. Shoot me an email, matt@mattpierceblog.com. gmail.com.